what child abuse is, different types of child abuse, and who is responsible for reporting child abuse. First, let's discuss what child abuse is and some of the different types of child abuse. In the 1999 book, Children's Society, Volume 13, Corey Wadham from the University of Central Lancashire defines child abuse as an act that harms a child or the lack of action that causes the child harm. Child abuse cannot simply be defined in one term, though, because there's so many different kinds of child abuse. There's physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse, drug endangerment, and neglect. How many of you think that physical abuse is the most common form of child abuse? Raise your hand. You'd be wrong. Sexual abuse was actually the most common form of child abuse last year in the United States. Now, on physical abuse, that's pretty self-explanatory. Physical abuse is when someone hits a child, bites a child, shakes a child, burns a child. Then you have emotional abuse, when someone's putting down their kids. They talk to them like they're not worth anything, call them names, threaten them. Then you have neglect. When you think of neglect, that's not taking care of something. In the case of child abuse, that's something of an innocent child. Now that we discussed what child abuse is and went over some of the different types, let's look at the consequences of child abuse. According to the article, Developmental Impacts of Child Abuse and Neglect Related to Adult Mental Health, Substance Use, and Physical Health, published on the 29th of September 2012 by Todd I. Hernkel, noted professor at the University of Washington, and co-authors, child abuse directly correlates with substance abuse, mental health disorders, and poor physical health throughout adulthood. Now, first of all, substance abuse, not only is it dangerous and illegal, but it leads to poor physical health and poor mental health. And mental disabilities such as anxiety and depression makes it difficult for a person to get through daily life. When you have poor physical health, you're going to have higher hospital bills, and it leads to a shorter life expectancy. Now that we know about the consequences, let's look at who's actually responsible for reporting child abuse. With child abuse being so common, with effects being so detrimental to one's overall health, who is actually responsible for reporting child abuse? Who thinks that everybody's responsible legally to report it? Well, according to Rashida Brown, Senior Policy Associate of the APHSA, in the February 2012 publication, A Policy and Practice, says that only 32 states, but only medical professionals, clergy, teachers, social workers, and child care providers are actually required to report child abuse. That means that only 18 states, everyone is required to report it. What that means to us is we could be in the middle of the grocery store and you could see a woman sitting there physically abusing her child. You don't have to do anything about it if you don't want to. Now, morally, most people would. There are many other facts about child abuse that I'd really like to share with you, but I'm on my time is almost up. So in conclusion, there are many different forms of child abuse. And these affects many children every year, which can lead to adverse mental effects and physical issues in the adolescence and adulthood. By reporting child abuse, we